want to say God bless you to my subscribers and your families from 3D Kennels. To all my new subscribers, thank you for joining me on my journey, guys. It's appreciated. Guys, with your support, I have exceeded my expectations and we are now at 84 subscribers and counting. This means so much and thank you guys for that. Now that the goal has been made, time to make a new one. A small goal of trying to make it to 100 subscribers by the end of June, guys. Let's make it happen in 2020. If you like the video, smash that like button. It keeps the channel growing. Okay, on to today's topic. It's going to be a breakdown on how over-sensationalized dogs in this breed, the American Bully, has affected the breeding practices and even the overall direction of the breed, aka hype dogs. I've had several discussions with my elders, whom I speak to for guidance, and close friends, and have argued points on how hype dogs can truly positively and negatively affect, change the outlook and everything else on the breed. I've been met about a lot of pushback saying that no one dog can do that. Also, good and bad outweigh each other, etc., etc. I digress, and today I will present my theory and points of why I believe not only can hype dogs negatively or positively impact this breed, but how it already has. Now, I will break down and define what a hype dog is and even what all it takes to make a hype dog. Because contrary to popular belief, there is a group of variables that have to take place to truly be considered a hype dog. And lastly, I will list the examples of the hype dog who, for better or for worse, impacted the bully game. So guys, let's get into it. What is a hype trained dog? I consider a hype trained dog to be a dog for one reason or another, an extremely popular and in-demand dog with no real validity behind the popularity, which leads into a large following supporting the dog for nothing other than the said perceived popularity. This leads to the dog being overhyped, i.e. a dog with good looks but hasn't produced one litter, or a quality puppy, or a dog that can't throw his own look but is valued and highly regarded for that look. This is my best way, guys, of defining what a hype dog is. Now, there are also several other variables. A dog that doesn't meet up to the cachet that it's been given. You know, a dog that has a certain amount of lucrative behind its name and there's nothing there. You know, you have examples of the dogs that I'll get to at the further on in the video, okay? Now, let's move on to the variables, okay? And consistent things that go into making a hype dog. There's 6 different variables that define and make up a quote-unquote hype dog. We'll go into them right now. Number 1, perfect timing. For one reason or another, some dogs will grade at a certain point in time for reasons that could be variable. Some examples of this would be Lil Ro, he was celebrated because he was compact and pocket, or Dax for his extreme package in a small size. However, if you really think about it, it isn't anything special when it comes to their features at this time in the bully game. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. At the time when these dogs were what they were, it was before they were sometimes pioneers, so to speak, and so therefore they had the perfect timing to be what they were. Now, based off what my definition is, neither of these dogs are hype dogs. They're proven producers and impacted the stratosphere of the dog game for decades, even since they passed. The second variable, guys, would be the media push / the social machine. This is self-explanatory, guys. Whether it be the breeder himself, a kennel club like the ABKC, or independent entities who decide to take certain dogs and push them as a mascot, such as Fedor for the Bully Max vitamins, Atomic Dog with Lil Ro and other dogs to make them icons, and then you have celebrities and rappers who took certain dogs and took them to new heights, such as Smokey for the West Coast Kennels and other various dogs. Nowadays, we have social media, which is such a powerful tool, such as Instagram, Facebook, and several other apps that really help when it comes to dispersing and putting the dog out there for consumption. With the right angle and or picture, your dog can be celebrated and put into a different cachet overnight. And it's one of the most important factors for a hype dog. Do not forget this, guys. Number 3 would be the community support / unwavering, unknowing community support. Again, another self-explanatory factor, guys. Without the community, a hype dog cannot be a hype dog. Without the support of the community for the hype dog in question. This is usually shown when it comes to puppies being sold, breedings, stud fees, and in most cases, sometimes the result of shows. KC Nationals, Bullypalooza, things of that nature. Sometimes you may have a dog that may be winning some titles in the ring, but still hasn't proven himself when it comes to being a solidified dog. Okay. Now, number 3 would be the financial aspect. Okay, for one reason or another, it is considered better than its peers, but before there is something to solidify the praise. Think about that, guys. Example would be a dog that hasn't produced a single puppy yet, but has a $10,000 stud fee, or a dog with a high stud fee, but known to have low quality offspring. However, whatever the case may be, the dog itself is clearly seen as better than its competition in every way, with nothing concrete to prove why. These dogs tend to bring in a lot of lucrative attention, and the marketing ploy behind them is always how financially safe it is to invest with these dogs for success. Now, number 5, I know I'm counting terrible, guys. Now, all the hype dogs do have this factor, and that is the it factor. The most self-explanatory thing there is, okay, all dogs in this category, which are hype dogs, do have this, the it factor. It's an extremely redeeming quality or qualities, an aesthetically pleasing factor when it comes to the animal. So the way that it looks, the way that it's presented. So that could be huge bone mass, size, anything in particular, or an overinflation of all of these qualities. Okay, I don't have to over-explain this point, guys. You know it, and you know it's just something that sets the dog apart from others. Okay, now on to the last, but definitely not the least, most important variable, guys, and that is great owner. Okay, again, this is self-explanatory, but this is, I think, the most important component, and it's a no-brainer. Without a great owner, the best dog in the world would be unknown or without any impact in the community. There are countless dogs who actually only become what they were or are just because of the name of their owner, to be honest. And I can name quite a few, and those dogs are going to be listed in my list that I'm going to list of dogs that I consider to be hype dogs. Now, for the most part, hype dogs fit straight into the category alone right here. But there are others that can and tend to have more than that. Now, there are dogs that actually have produced nice dogs or gotten some accolades to speak of, but are still hype dogs. Now you ask yourself, how can this be so? Well, that's because two things can be true at the same time. You can produce a good dog or two, but not be a good producer. And you can have achievements and still be a hype dog. It's not that hard, guys. You see, guys, in my opinion, a great dog is a consistent dog. If you are consistent, how are you any good from any other dog? Let me break it down a bit more. If dog A and dog B are specimens of the breed, but dog A has produced a look and style of dog through and through that's become pronounced and consistent, does it to any bitch and every time he is bred. But his pups and prices are reasonable. But dog B has an occasional above average dog every other litter, but his look is inconsistent and he doesn't really throw the features anywhere near as much as dog A. But dog B, price for the pups, studs, and breedings are triple the price of dog A. Now, the difference is, you see dog B on every video, every picture, every Facebook with all the likes, and it's lauded over. Ask yourself this, guys. What is the difference? Think on that, guys. Let it marinate. And also, just to put it out there, dog A would be Waffle House, dog B would be Rocco. Just saying. Now, on to the dogs that are going to cause a possible controversy in the comment section, but which all I define as hype trained dogs. Let's get into this. Hype trained dog list. Number 1, Demon Boy. He would fit into the category of becoming a dog that was profound and well known simply because of Dave Wilson. I consider him he hasn't really done much to get the infamy that he's had, the fame that he's had, the notoriety that he's had. Eventually he produced 1 or 2 good dogs, but a hype dog nonetheless. Rocco. He fits into the category where 2 things can be true. He has some great accolades. Okay? He's a Brazilian, I think, Nationals winner. He's a grand champion, which means that he has some accolades to his name. But when it comes to throwing a consistency and being a consistent breeder, he's just not that. He has the lucrative factor. He has a great owner behind him, and I think that that's part of the machine itself. I consider Rocco to be a hype dog. Shamrock. He's the reason that I made this video, guys. Shamrock is the ultimate hype dog. He came and went just like the wind. Samson is a hype dog, nonetheless. Okay? Mr. Bean, one of the biggest hype dogs ever in the history of the American Bully. Mr. Miyagi, and also Hulk. Okay? Now, I've selected these few dogs to point out something and prove my point, which are, at one time, all of these dogs that were named are larger, or were larger than life itself. But they were all hyped beyond the scope of reality and failed to compare to what made you believe these dogs could do and were capable of. Keep in mind now, guys, these are my personal opinions and definitions and are not a substantial fact. Anyway, let me know if you agree with the list or disagree. Get in the comments. But back to my main issue at hand, which was how a hype dog can negatively or positively impact and affect the bully community. These dogs control the way that most people breed because they fool people into thinking that financially they're going to be in a better position by breeding to these dogs. Henceforth, it controls the way that the bully itself is formed. This is my theory, guys. This is my opinion. I may be wrong, but some of the thorough research that I've done, that's what I've seen. Now, there are dogs who start off to be hype dogs but end up being consistent, such as a Bistro, such as a Denzel. They came out of nowhere. They were very popular for no reason, but once they were started being bred, they've proven themselves time and time again. Again, guys, that's that isn't an opinion. These are facts. Paco was also a dog who initially started to be a hype dog, but turned out to be great. But the reason I used Rocco, guys, for spinning back, is because Dog A and Dog B, Waffle House and Rocco, both born in 2015, both came out, both have great peds behind them, but for whatever reason or the other, Rocco hit out the gate. But when you talk about consistency, production, throwing a look, and being somewhat of an icon, that's Waffle House. Waffle House was one of the studs that I was going to use for my female that I currently have now. He was $2,500 at that time, just 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. But now look at him. And now look at Rocco. Stud fee is out of this world, but ask yourself, who has 12 grand champion children to date and is the same age as Rocco? That's my point, guys. If you think I'm making a valid point, let me know. Click that like button. Show your support. If you disagree with me, get in the comments. I answer all comments, guys. I defend and I stand by what I think. Now, this is my opinion. Let me hear yours.